Hey everybody, my name's Ed. Okay, so we're gonna do another random comics walkthrough. Um, I had to move to a different part of the park because where I was sitting before, more and more people were coming in with like kids and stuff. And normally I wouldn't care, if I was going to be talking about the Avengers or something. I mean, fine, good. But we're going to talk about Mark Millar and one of his gross out comics. So, God forbid I'm holding up this comic, and because of the bright colors, it catches somebody's eye, and they want to come over and talk about it or whatever, and I have to show them this. So this is going to be Mark Millar and Anthony Williams, the Unfunnies #3 from 2002 or so. This is right when Mark Millar was doing Wanted. He did Chosen, or was it what? Yeah, it was Chosen, and he wrote another comic that didn't come out for a few years. I think when he was writing, it was called Speed or Sped or something like that, and then I think it came out. It was called R RPM or something. I don't know. I didn't read it, but the point of it is these comics. This is where he had left. He'd done some work for Marvel, done some work for DC, writing Superman Adventures or whatever, and I think he had left DC, and then he did these kind of crazy, outrageous fringe comics, allegedly to kind of get all this stuff out of his system, all the stuff he couldn't do like Superman Adventures, he's doing under his Millar World title. So you get Wanted, which is like this story about supervillains. You get this here, which is basically a parody of like funny animal comics, and then Chosen, which is a satire on religion, and I don't know about Sped. I think that was another kind of, I don't know, hipster villain something or other. That one I didn't read, so I couldn't tell you about the plot of that one. So anyway, let's get into this one. So it's Mark Millar, it's Anthony Williams. Put up about Avatar. They were doing these really gross zombie comics at one point, and it says here, right here, offensive. So basically, the comic has all this kind of. It's not super explicit, but it has all this gross out sex, violence, and stuff. And basically, well, just to explain the premise, we have the happy cartoon land, right? And you can tell from the style, it's drawn to look like the Hanna-Barbera Saturday morning cartoons from like the maybe early mid 70s or whatever. And as we're walking around, we find that things have suddenly gotten dark. Instead of being happy, kid-friendly stuff, all kinds of like sexual perversions and death and all this stuff that normally you wouldn't see in the cartoon world has kind of creeped into the cartoon world. And we're trying to figure out, we and a couple of other characters are trying to figure out what's going on, right? So here we've got this kind of snagglepuss type guy, right? He's an actor or whatever. He's fallen on hard times. And and here's this character here. This is Frosty. Frosty the Penguin. Frosty the Penguin is like smoking cigarettes, and he's got this bizarre smirk on his face. He's telling the fake character here, you've probably got testicular cancer or whatever. And here's the cop. The cop is trying to figure out what's been going on here, right? And here's the one character. She's depressed because her children have died. Here's Snagglepuss, not Snagglepuss. What was his name? Uh, Pussy Whiskers. He's at the doctor with his wife, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. Here we are at the funeral. Here's Frosty leading some kid into the woods, and the kid's never seen again. wife is depressed because Pussy Whiskers uh, has has cancer and they can't have a kid. And then basically she talks him into like picking up dudes and then bringing them home so they could have sex in the hopes that she'll get pregnant from one of these dudes, right? So this is going on. He's all kind of depressed. His manhood is being taken in several different ways. Here, the doctor has literally cut off Pussy Whisper's testicles, along with those of other people in the town. And he keeps them in a jar on his desk, okay? And then here, Pussy Whiskers goes out, and we find out the wife has actually been on the pill all this time, so she's not actually trying to get pregnant. She just wants to have sex with all these different guys. Now the cop has been doing his investigations, and then he finds out about this serial killer. And the serial killer, of course, it looks like somebody from the real world. And it's this guy who's been into Satan and the occult. He's also been into comics. He was due to be executed. Look, and then he disappeared. And then here we see the cartoon world getting darker and more realistic. And basically at this point, we kind of figure out, it's laid out in the next issue. And they track down that guy, and what they find Frosty. It says, "Welcome to Frosty's Fuck Palace." Now, I don't know what's going on here. I guess this is supposed to be stained glass, but it also kind of looks like it was probably some X-rated thing that at some point they decided to like pixelate out. I don't know. To be concluded. And we kind of guess from these last few pages, but it's laid out in more detail in the following issue. Basically, the serial killer from our world used his occult knowledge to spirit himself into the cartoon world, and that's why the cartoon world has started to get darker and everything like that. So this is the serial killer guy. He's invaded Frosty and he's corrupted their world. La-di-da. Spoiler for a comic that came out 20 years ago. Warren Ellis Black Gas trade paperback. So some zombie comics, right? I think the big zombie comic they were doing, they meaning Avatar, was Crossed, I believe. There's some more ads for random comics. Warren did a lot of stuff. Here's Black Summer. Dr. Sleepless. Was that a Warren Ellis comic? I don't know. Oh, my dirty Black Summer. Right? There's some more stuff. A lot of Lady Death here. Night of the Living Dead stuff. Garth Ennis. Wormwood. Alright. Oh, when's wind's blowing. Alan Moore's. Oh, I'm not even sure if I'm aware of this comic. Alan Moore's The Courtyard. Alan Moore's Another Suburban Romance. All right. And then Small Killings. All right. Again, yeah. More Warren Ellis. And then what do we got here? And some more Warren Ellis. Gravel. Did I read this? I think I read one random issue of this. This is supposed to be about this two-fisted gun-toting magician guy or something. So, all right, so that's it. Like I said, this is Mark Millar, and it's kind of like I said, gross out period. And when like Wanted and stuff was successful, he leaned heavy into into the whole shock tactic thing. So, all right. So anyway, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. You guys have a good day.